Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's only 18 degrees today. It's a little, not chilly, but I thought I could be in t-shirt. But anyway, I'm just off the HOG'S back near Guildford along the A31 and exploring a couple of places today, which should be very interesting. First of all, I'm at the Great Barn of Wanborough. The Great Barn, the oldest and most important wooden building in Surrey, Sussex and Kent, and one of the most significant nationally. Built in 1388 by the Cistercian monks of Waverley Abbey. I did Waverley Abbey 2 years ago. I'll link that video below. Absolutely fascinating place. But yeah, Wanborough Great Barn, 1388. It is open for groups to visit. It's not open at the moment, which is a shame. I'd like to have popped in and had a look. I don't think these doors are that old. Yeah, it's a shame it's not open. I'll have to have a look inside. There's some lovely rapeseed just over the back there, if you can see it in the distance. Oh, the smell was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It's old brickwork. Oh, lovely. Wanborough Manor. Another fascinating little church in Wanborough is St Bartholomews, built in 1060 on the site of an earlier Saxon church. It also claims to be one of the smallest in Surrey. I think that goes to St Agatha's in Wallingham, which I did last year or the year before, visited. Yeah, lovely. I wonder if we can get inside. It says it's open, so we'll have a go. It's very dark in here. This church was built for the monks of Waverley Abbey again, but was abandoned in the 1670s and wasn't reused until the 19th century, so it was laid in disrepair for a few centuries. It's really nice. I didn't even know about this church until very recently. I'm not a big lover of Victorian churches. I do like the Norman, some Saxon, we can get to some Saxon origins, but Norman. Yeah, lovely. So this church is mostly 13th century, or the 1300s, around that time, but the origins are Saxon. So if you ever do get over to Waverley Abbey, it's an amazing ruin, absolutely amazing ruin. A lot of films have been shot there. Do a bit of bell ringing? Shall I attempt a bit of bell ringing? No, better not. I don't think that would be a wise idea. Little guides here of the history of the church. 20p, story of the church. I haven't got 20p on me. No one carries money anymore. It's a shame. All this area is really interesting along the HOG'S back, which straggles the A31. I mean, ancient settlements going back like 8,000 years were up there because there's an ancient spring nearby. so high up. Here we're down low, obviously, but yeah, the high ridge of the Hog's Back has been in occupation for thousands of years. Thousands of years. There was a Romano-Celtic temple discovered nearby in the 1980s. Now there were rare coins found, but it was pillaged and all the coins were sort of dug up and stolen, or plundered. It was a real blow to archaeology, wasn't it? That's a real shame, real shame. Yeah, that'd been quite interesting to see. I don't know where that is, actually. I'm sure not much remains anymore. Right, let's go back outside and I'll show you something. Now this is interesting. Here, there's this stone lying here. There's recumbent stone, and it doesn't seem to be attached to anything. We don't think it's a gravestone. Reading about this online, not that much information about it, but I don't think it's a gravestone. Was it part of an ancient, I don't know, ancient stone circle? We don't have them in Surrey. There is a stone over in Pyrford, which I visited last year. I'll link that video below, and the single standing stone of Pyrford. But this, I don't know. Very interesting. Oh, now it's starting to warm up. Very interesting little church. Oh, it's got a doomsday plaque here. The community is recorded in the Doomsday Book of 1086, if you can see that. Yeah, there we go, as it says here. Our church of Saxon origin, mentioned in Domesday, rebuilt in the 12th century and still thriving, united with Putnam seal and sands. Wow, lovely. So thank you, St. Bartholomews. We're now going to move on up the road for something else. Let's go on the adventure. So I'm just in Puttenham, which runs parallel with the Hog's Back and A31. We're actually on a bit of the North Downs Way. Paul and I walked this a couple of years ago, which I go on about all the time. And I always want to stop here. I've not been back here since we walked through in April 2018, I think it was. But yeah, Puttenham's lovely. There's I think a 9H barrow very nearby on Thruxbury Hill by the golf course. And we'll have a look at the church. Putnam actually also featured in Aldous Huxley's Brave New World novel, which is interesting. So this church, with its lovely old doors, of course. It's Saxon in origin. It's got Norman towers, mainly 13th century, and then upgrades since then. So it's a real mishmash of styles over the years. But it's rather nice. Yeah, no, obviously that's modern. And it's not open. That's a shame. But what can you do? Old door. It's a lovely commanding view you've got here. Oh, this is really fascinating. The village well here. Last used in 1750, but wasn't rediscovered till 1972. Isn't that amazing? Oh, good. I know there's a cover over it, but yeah. Isn't that incredible? 1750 it was last used. Okay then, as we can't get in the church, I'm going to go somewhere else. For a church hopefully I can get into, which I couldn't get into last time when I visited there 2 years ago. Let's head over to Compton. Okay, we're back in Compton. As I say, I was here 2 years ago, so we're not doing a walk around. So I want to go to the church, St Nicholas, probably one of the oldest churches in Surrey. Yeah, I'll link the video to Compton below that I did before. So a gloriously sunny day, and yeah, lovely bird song, lovely. Okay, church is that way. Let's go. So St Nicholas is 10th century, so it's pre-Norman, very ancient church, so I couldn't get in last time. Apparently in this porch area there is a convergence of ley lines, about 4 or 5 of them. Come from, a ley line is a straight alignment of ancient or sacred or historic sites, round barrows, churches, burial mounds, that kind of thing. Although I'm a dowser, I'm not a big lover of ley lines per se, because I think there's too much wishful thinking going on there, but it's still a fascinating subject. Near this place was the remains of Edward Fulham DD, Canon of Windsor, who died here December the 9th, 1694, at the age of 90. Please do not sit or move this ancient box. Thank you. No, I won't. That is ancient. Wow. And here, a medieval ridge tile. Outside, looks like the remains of a cell. It's in my previous video from Compton when I walked around the churchyard. And they think it could have been belonging to a hermit, or it could have been a cell for an anchorite, like the Anchoress of Shear, Christine Carpenter, which I did a video from. Like an extreme form of devotion to God, being walled up in a little alcove connected to the church for most of your life, really. If you wanted to, you have to get permission from the Archbishop of Canterbury. Yeah. Bizarre, but you know, that's medieval times for you. There are medieval wall paintings, it's more like patterns really, that were uncovered probably in the Victorian era, washed up since the Reformation. Yeah, I love these old churches with the old wall paintings, like the one I mentioned before at to Peter and St Paul's in Chaldon Church, one of the best preserved medieval wall paintings in the country. That's also a video. Too many to link below. If you go into my playlist of exploring Surrey, it will be in that. Oh, this is a sad little burial. Fantastic stone here. It says, here lies buried Jane Jones, youngest daughter of Edward and Catherine Jones, who was born on March the 23rd, 1697 or 1696, and died June the 24th, 1697, so it wasn't even a year old. But I've got this lovely plaque here. This one we can't read, 1790, yeah, 1790. I don't know if you can hear that buzzing, there's a poor fly stuck in here. Oh dear. Me talking about that hermit cell or anchorist cell outside that was uncovered in 1929. I think this is the window here, yeah, because it's boarded up outside. So we can't go around, but it's in the other video, as I said, that they're doing work out there and all the pathway is locked off. Lovely church. I'm glad I got in here. Is this the oldest church in Surrey? A lot of them make that claim, don't they? You know, if a church is Saxon in origin and you just built extra bits to it and replace that original church, does the Saxon church give it its longevity, or is it the rebuilding give it its longevity? That's a hard one, that. I mean, romantically, I want to say, yeah, the original Saxon church was on site here, so let's just call it the oldest church because of its Saxon origins. Amazing. Apparently there's Norman graffiti in here. Norman graffiti, where it is I don't know. I can't see any, I'm sure it is somewhere. Oh, here we are. What I want to show you. The font here, this lovely font, 1160. 1160. Wow. All these churches I'm coming into are so dark. And it's always right before I leave that I see the light switch right here. Like it's got good low light on this camera. Yeah. I mean, it couldn't be more plainer. The light switch is right by the door. Anyway, I think it's time for a pub lunch. And don't laugh at me, please, going on about the light switch. There's a notice even on the door saying there is a light switch inside the door on the left. Please switch off light when you leave. I didn't really put it on. Please don't laugh at me. You can. Right. So in Compton, we're going down the road to the Withies Inn, I think it's pronounced, the Withies Inn, for some lunch. But thank you. Oh, before I go, it's always me saying before I go. Locked up door here. Well, so thank you, St Nicholas Church in Compton. Don't like the look of those clouds. I think it's going to rain. So we better go inside and get some grub. So I'm at the Withies Inn. I think that's how you pronounce it, the Withies Inn, for a spot of lunch. Am I hungry? Sort of. Let's go. Lovely 16th century pub, this.
Thank you very much. No, not
very upmarket. Very nice.
yeah, so.
What can I have to eat though? The size of the menu, fantastic food here. Only a burger nonsense here.
Actually going to come back for opinion.
Food is delicious, absolutely delicious. In a 16th century pub, look how low the ceiling is. Very low.
You're kidding, yeah?
Very posh people on the next table, very posh. Very nice meal there. Outside we go. And that was a lovely meal. Oh, bleach out at the Withies Inn. Very nice indeed. Okay, before we finish this video, one last place I want to take you back to. We were here in 2009 and I've always wanted to come back. We're in Guildford and we're just climbing up a hill. So we're at St Catherine's Chapel, just outside Guildford. Beautiful old ruin, straggled along the North Downs and the North Downs Way. People used to stop here on their way down to Canterbury to visit the shrine of Thomas a Becket. They didn't, that's a Victorian invention. But I've been wanting to come back up here for like 12 years. It's parking around here is really bad, but a really nice guy who works in the Ye Old Ship pub just down the road let me park there. He said, yeah, fine. Fill your boots, mate. Yeah, incredible. It was built in the 14th century. There's actually a fair up here on top of the hill for many, many, many years, hundreds of years, that was chartered by the king. Obviously not anymore. Wish you could get in. Well, you probably could, but there's doors on the entrance, which is a shame. Yes, lovely old ruin, lovely old ruin. When I came up here before in 2009, I think it was, with my friend, the late Alan Barnett, who was a really good raw psychic, he was picking up on, I think it was a woman here. I'll have to look at that footage and insert it here now. Alan's going to just tune in to see if he can pick up anything. Although we can't get in because it's on the outskirts of the church.
I'm just saying, if there's anything you'd pick up here, you really do expect it to be to do with monks, or because even although it's only a church, they were still run by monks and monasteries around, and weren't they? But if I felt there's anything I'd see on this hill if I came up here, it would be to do with a woman.
Not a woman, not a...
Yeah, a woman. I really wanted monks and things, but I can't get any feel of that at all.
Even the famous painter Turner in 1830 painted the chapel in a rather more romanticised version. And this obviously connects, as we're on the North Downs, connects to St Martha's Church, which is up on a high hill overlooking Chilworth and Guildford. It's a place I need to go back to. We walked through it when we were doing the North Downs Way, but we didn't really stop there, and the church wasn't open anyway, because I think it was a Saturday we were there. But yeah. And they're both linked by a legend of two giants. I think they're giant women who were connected between this chapel and St Martha's, which is rather interesting. So there you go, folks. 3 churches, a pub lunch and an ancient chapel. Been rather a nice little day. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, do all the normal stuff below. And we shall continue exploring this wonderful country. And hopefully abroad this year as well. Until next time, take care.